Hey everybody, 49 ants, and welcome to Greenlight Chronicles. I'm currently getting ready to go out. That's why I have on this red dress. I'm about to take these earrings out, put on some different jewelry, do my hair, and have a time. But that's not what this video is about at all. Boom, we're gonna get straight into it. So I was talking to an associate of mine, right? So she's venting and everything about her relationship and what she should do and everything like that. So what I'm learning to do is that, like, when people talk, especially like when they venting about stuff, to not automatically have a response or have a suggestion or anything like that, just to actually listen to them. So I listened to what she was saying and everything like that, because sometimes people just need an ear. They don't need you to be like, well, you should do this, well, I would do that. They don't need all of that. Sometimes people just need you to be quiet, you know what I'm saying, and just listen to what they gotta say. Check it out. So at the end of her venting, and I told her I was gonna make a video about this, right? Because it's a moral to this story. So as she was talking, venting or whatever, she kept asking me. She asked me 3 times, Alexis, what should I do? Alexis, what should I do? Alexis, what should I do? So I told her, like, I don't feel comfortable giving advice. Like, I don't like to give advice because everybody's different. What I would do, you wouldn't do. So she kept asking me, what should I do? What should I do? So I told her to leave. And I'm going to explain why I told her to leave. Because check it out, right? When you meet somebody and y'all decide y'all gonna be in a relationship, or y'all work towards a relationship, and y'all start getting intimate with each other, and y'all are in a relationship or whatever, and it's natural, right? For most people. I'm not gonna say for all, because everything doesn't apply for everybody, but it's natural for you to find that person to be your safe space, right? Somebody you feel safety with, because safety is key. Not even just physical safety, emotional safety, mental safety, spiritual safety. Are we about to get surgical with this? I need you to put whatever you got down and tune into this, because we about to get surgical. All type of stuff just started coming to my mind. But check it out. Boom. So, and I didn't say this to her. I'm saying this to y'all, right? Is that she's probably going to watch this. Is that when you get with somebody, you want to feel emotionally safe, physically safe, mentally safe, spiritually safe, right? So when all that happens, and then betrayal happens, they betray you, they cheat. So with this situation, her person not only stepped out of the relationship, but stepped out of the relationship with someone that was close, that was deemed a friend. That is the worst type of hurt, because now all safety is over. I wasn't even looking at this person as prime suspect number one, and y'all over here. And it wasn't even that. It was that when she found the text messages, telling her business, not telling her business, but just venting to someone about what they're going through, and then getting intimate with this person, and have been intimate with them for a while. Like, she was dealing with another person for a minute. Oh, we about to get surgical the way I'm about to break this down. I'm so excited about this, about the moral to the story, because I'm going to share my own experience. Check it out. Boom. So you get with somebody, you feel that safety. So once the betrayal creeps in, it's now everything is a threat. Everything becomes a threat. Like the way you move and the way you vision, because you would have never thought that. So you don't look at that person as a threat. You don't look at certain things as a threat. Now you wondering, well, why you don't answer your phone? Why you not texting me back so quickly? Why you taking so long to do this? Why you taking so long to go to the store? Why is your phone face down? Why is it vibrating at night? Why is it not on? Why I can't hear what's going on? Why I don't have the passwords? All type of stuff. Now your outlook on this relationship is now deemed as a threat. So you stay, right? And it's not for all people. I could just only explain my experience and what my homegirl's going through. Now you stay because love then creeped in. That's why love is so dangerous. Oh, we about to get surgical. That's why love is so dangerous. Love is dangerous. Love will have you doing things that you be like, how the hell did I get here? Or you have the right to remain. Next thing you know, you sitting in goddamn book is looking crazy. You understand? And it's true. Many of us have been here. Check it out. So now that the threat is there, but you're afraid to leave. Why? Because you're in love. You're so in love, and then you find yourself not being yourself. When you first began, you didn't look at anything as a threat. It wasn't a threat. Now you have become a person that is extremely anxious. Where you going? What you doing? Who's that? Looking through phones, creeping, listening to stuff. Let me follow you here. Let me do that. That is a real life thing. Now it becomes a goddamn threat instead of this peaceful place, right? Check it out. And that's why I told her to go. I told her to go because you become a different person. You become beside yourself. You become you develop a anxious attachment that's not even for you. It's not even of you. All because one, you love this person, and two, your safe space has now become a threat. Oh, that's why I told her to leave. Not because, the person's, excuse my language, is a piece of shit. I mean, we all know that, duh. But the reason why I suggested that she asked me for advice was to leave because now you have to recalibrate yourself. You have to recalibrate yourself. You have to recalibrate yourself because you have become a person you don't even recognize. Now you're checking phones. Now where you was at and what you was doing and why it took you so long to go to the store and who's texting you at 6 p.m. It's 6 p.m. You understand what I'm saying? It turns you into a different person. That doesn't mean y'all can't get back together later and figure it out, but it changes you into a different person. That's why I suggest you leave. I'm going to share a story from my own life. Check it out. Boom. So at the time, this person and I had been together, I would say roughly 2 years, right? And this person was a safe space for me, so I thought, I mean, a safe space to the point where like I trusted them with everything. There's nothing that I wouldn't tell them, nothing that I wouldn't do for them at that juncture in the relationship, right? Check it out. So I find out that this individual is still dealing with their ex. Oh, that's just my friend. That's just my friend. Still jabbing and slapping, playing all in my face. Cool. That happened. Now my safe space has become a threat, right? But the threat, I didn't even realize I had developed this anxious attachment. I didn't even realize this until after the relationship was done, right? And I vowed to myself I would never become like that again. I'm not doing it. It's too much work, and I don't. That's not of me because in real life I don't really give a shit. But that's besides the point. So I'm lying. I gave a shit. That's me not telling the truth. Towards the end, it was just like it was what it was. So then they start cheating on me with their coworker. Now, I got a hold on speed. A person can't compete with it. You can't compare. I don't look at this person like that. Yada yada yada. Going in, telling me, trying to make me feel all safe. But let me tell you something about me. If my gut tells me you lying, you lying. And I'm not wrong with that. And I'm gonna own that. I don't be wrong. When I know a motherfucker, and I'll try to ease them into the truth. Like, let's do some motivational interview. And that's the counselor in me. Let me coach you on how to let's get to the truth. Didn't want to follow that pathway to recovery. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like I started to become like, okay, I gotta spend all my time with you, because if I spend all my time with you, how you gonna have time to cheat? I'm gonna pause it right here. A person will make time to do whatever the hell they want to do. I'm going to repeat that. A person will make time to do whatever it is they want to do. Now, meanwhile, back at the ranch. Okay. So now I find myself like, okay, we going here, we going there, we going out. Like, I'm meeting her after work. We always going out to eat. We going to hotels. We're going to do this event. We going here, we going there, we going there, because I didn't want to give her time to be with anybody else. That just wasn't a thing. I didn't want to give her time to be with anybody else. I'm just like, no, we're not doing that. Whatever. Now I'm not telling her that, but I'm turning into a person that I don't even recognize. I'm a easy, free flowing type of person, and I really do like my space. I don't like to be up under anybody 24/7. That's just a lot for me. I don't like to call and text every day. Excuse me, that's a lot. Sometimes I tend to goes for a few days because I need to recharge my social battery. That's just who I am. Like, people that know me, like, I need a timeout. Flag on the play. I need a timeout. I need a timeout from certain people, places, and things. I just need a timeout. It gets too much for me, and I start like, I don't even know what that is, but that's how it feels, right? Boom. So I'm turning into this person that I don't even recognize. I'm at a financial deficit because it costs money to go out. You know what I'm saying? But for me, you're always gonna get some money. You know what I'm saying? From Harlem, we hustlers. You always going to get a bag or find a bag or create a bag, or the bag is coming. I believe in that, and that's always been that. Thank God that's always been my experience, right? But for me, it wasn't the financial deficit. Well, we about to get real surgical and deep with this. It was about the spiritual deficit. I was losing myself in real time spiritually. I wasn't connected to God. I wasn't connected to my own self. Why? Because it's just like, okay, well, I gotta make sure I'm here. I gotta make sure I'm there. I gotta make sure I'm around. Because if I don't, you're gonna cheat and you're gonna lie, and I'm gonna have to go through a heartbreak and real time losing my mind. That's not okay. And that's why I would say leave. If you find yourself that after somebody has betrayed you, because the truth of the matter is this, everybody's going to hurt you. Everybody's going to hurt you, disappoint you, do some whack shit. We've all done some whack shit. You can be like, not me, bitch. Yeah, excuse my language. Yeah, you too. You did some whack shit. We all have done some whack stuff to somebody, okay? It is what it is. You know what I mean? It's just that you got to accept the fact that that's going to happen. And what is your level of acceptance to certain type of hurts? Because stuff that I would be like, hell no, I would never do that. You might not. I'll give you a clear example because we're going to be real transparent here. I went through DV. You know, I was getting DV'd and then I became the DV'er. If that makes any sense. You know, and it gets like that. You know, well, it got like that. I'm not saying it gets like that now, but it got like that. You know what I mean? And a lot of people be like, I would never. As soon as a person hit me, I'm leaving. And I'm a type of person that, and if that's something that they can't tolerate. You know, you have to know your tolerance level with the type of pain you're willing to tolerate, because you're gonna get some pain. People are going to hurt you and disappoint you. That is a part of life. I'm gonna repeat that because some people live in the fantasy world. Not me. It would never. Yes, you too. People are gonna disappoint you and hurt you. That's the thing. But what are you willing to deal with? Like me, I couldn't deal with if someone cheated and it was a product of the cheat. Now, I'm not a mom, so I don't know how that feels to, you know, the love of a child, like a love children. But for me, I couldn't deal with a outside situation. No, whether we had kids or not. No, I don't like when people are dishonest about having kids. You know what I'm saying? Like deliberately keeping that type of information away, lying by omission about children. I would never look at that person the same, ever. It's just not a thing, you know? So everybody has their different levels of hurt. So to know like what you're willing to tolerate, you know, because all I'm going to say is this. If you're in a situation and somebody betrays you or do some whack stuff or something that you have ambivalent feelings towards, you don't know if you should stay, you don't know if you should go. I feel like the deciding factor all comes down to you. And what I mean by that is, who have you become because of this? Right? Who have you become because of this? Whew. That's a hell of a thing. Who have you become because of this? Have you developed Have you developed an anxious attachment style? And now you need to know everything. You don't trust anything. Everything is any hint of something is like, whoa, what's going on? Is that what you've become from the person you used to be? Free flowing, free caring, like, you know, you care about your person. Of course, you don't want them to cheat and stuff like that, and you don't want them to betray you. But have you now become unhinged? Have you now become the person that as soon as they go to sleep, I'm checking that phone. As soon as I gotta check your location. As soon as I gotta do this, I gotta do that. I gotta be around you because I can't give you no time to be with anybody else because you already betrayed me when I did give you the time and I did trust you. So now instead of me just leaving to recalibrate myself and understand that I'm the common denominator in all of this, you decide to stay. Why? Because love is a dangerous thing. People play around with love. You don't see these shows. This stuff is real. People will snap out because they love you and you did them dirty. I say that to say this. Just like how I told my homegirl, she asked me 3 times for advice and I told her to leave. And why did I tell her to leave? Because she has become undone. She has become unhinged. She has came from this free social butterfly being this amazing individual. And not to say that she's less amazing because of it. She's just become undone. And if you're in a situation where you have become undone because someone decided to do you dirty or betray you, it is time to leave. And I say that to y'all because I had to say that to myself. Yes, it's going to hurt. The hardest thing you do most times, one of the hardest things to do is to grieve someone that's alive, walking and moving around and living their life. That's very difficult to do. It's one thing if a person in the ground, you know they ain't coming back, but to be to grieve someone you know that you can't be with because of the way they affect you, because you being with them has made you become undone. And I can say that because I had become undone. I had become a different individual. All my time had to be spent with this person. Why? Because I have to be around. God, I can't give you no time to cheat. That's insanity. Insanity. Ooh, what time is it? Ooh, y'all, I gotta start getting dressed. I gotta do something with this head. Yes, so that's why I told her to leave. And I would tell anybody that asks me, if you are becoming undone because of the betrayal that happened between you and this person, if you have become unhinged, if you have become unrecognizable to yourself, if you are now developing an anxious attachment style and feel like you got to walk on eggshells and just always be around even when you really don't want to, but you're going to do it. Why? Because you just got to know I got to be there. So I can't give him time to do that. Absolutely not. If it's affecting you to the point where you can't recognize yourself, the people that love you, that are close to you, can't recognize you, you have become undone, unhinged. Leave. 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 Quickly, expeditiously, as the good Joe Clark would say. Face side. I'm sorry, I just bust out a song like that. I get distracted, but for tonight,